Projected revenue impact on three key industries by Q4 2026. Executive Summary. This report outlines the anticipated 30% revenue increase in the academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics industries by the fourth quarter of 2026. This increase is attributed to several factors, including rising research and development R&D spending, evolving market dynamics, and supportive government policies. 1. Pharmaceutical development. 1.1 R&D spending trends. The U.S. pharmaceutical industry has experienced a significant rise in R&D expenditures, reaching $83 billion in 2019. This figure represents a tenfold increase since the 1980s. Between 2010 and 2019, the number of new drug approvals surged by 60%, culminating in a peak of 59 approvals in 2018. This growth can be attributed to increased investments in specialty drugs targeting complex diseases such as cancer and neurological disorders. 1.2 Factors influencing R&D spending. Key factors influencing R&D spending include expected revenues. Pharmaceutical companies base their R&D investments on the anticipated lifetime revenues from new drugs, which can reach $1 billion to over $2 billion in development costs. Government policies. Federal programs like Medicare and Medicaid bolster demand for prescription drugs, encouraging companies to invest in R&D. Market dynamics. Specialty drugs command higher prices, which directly correlates with increased R&D investment. 1.3 Impact of NIH funding. Federal funding, particularly from the National Institutes of Health (NIH), plays a crucial role in supporting basic biomedical research. NIH funding complements private R&D efforts, influencing drug development outcomes. Notably, all FDA-approved drugs between 2010 and 2016 were influenced by NIH-funded research, establishing a vital link between academia and the pharmaceutical industry. 2. Academic research. 2.1 Integration with pharmaceutical development. The academic sector's integration with pharmaceutical development is paramount. Academic research not only fuels innovation but also provides foundational knowledge that pharmaceutical companies leverage for drug discovery. This synergy is further enhanced by government funding, enabling academic institutions to collaborate with industry players. 2.2 Trends in academic research funding. The funding landscape for academic research has evolved, with federal investments significantly impacting research outputs. Increased funding facilitates the exploration of novel therapeutic targets and innovative research methodologies, fostering a conducive environment for breakthroughs in drug development. 3. Data analytics. 3.1 The role of data analytics in pharmaceutical development. The pharmaceutical industry increasingly relies on data analytics to optimize R&D processes. Advanced analytics techniques streamline clinical trials, improve patient recruitment, and analyze large datasets for informed decision-making. This data-driven approach is anticipated to drive revenue growth as companies enhance R&D efficiency. 3.2 Emerging trends in data analytics. Big data integration. The integration of big data into drug development processes is reshaping how pharmaceutical companies operate, from early-stage research to post-market surveillance. Predictive analytics. Utilizing predictive analytics enables companies to anticipate market trends, patient needs, and potential therapeutic breakthroughs, further driving R&D investment. 4. Revenue projections and implications. 4.1 Revenue growth projections. By Q4 2026, the confluence of increased R&D spending, enhanced data analytics capabilities, and supportive government policies is expected to result in a 30% revenue increase across the academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics sectors. 4.2 Implications for stakeholders. Pharmaceutical companies. Increased revenues will likely drive further investments in R&D, allowing companies to develop innovative therapies and maintain competitive advantages. Academic institutions. Enhanced collaboration with industry partners can provide additional funding opportunities and facilitate the translation of research into clinical applications. Data analytics firms. Growing reliance on data analytics will create demand for advanced analytics solutions, positioning these firms for substantial growth. 5. Conclusion. The projected revenue increase in academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics by Q4 2026 reflects a multifaceted landscape shaped by rising R&D investments, government policies, and the increasing importance of data analytics. Stakeholders across these industries must adapt to the evolving market dynamics to seize emerging opportunities and drive innovation. This report synthesizes data and trends from multiple sources to provide a comprehensive overview of the anticipated impacts on the academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics sectors. The ongoing interplay between research funding, regulatory support, and market evolution will be crucial in determining the future trajectory of these industries. The projected revenue increase of approximately 30% in the academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics industries by Q4 2026 is based on a convergence of multiple factors that may not be immediately apparent or intuitive. Here are some counterintuitive insights from the content. 1. R&D spending versus drug approvals. While it is commonly assumed that higher investment in research and development R&D directly correlates with a higher number of drug approvals, the reality is more complex. Despite increased spending, there was a period when drug approvals declined even as R&D investment rose. This suggests that merely increasing R&D funding does not guarantee higher output in terms of new drug approvals. 2. Cost of drug development. The average cost to develop a new drug is often cited as being between $1 billion and over $2 billion. This figure includes costs associated with both successful and failed drugs. The counterintuitive aspect here is that firms still invest in R&D despite knowing that a significant percentage of drugs will not make it to market. This suggests a high tolerance for risk in the pharmaceutical industry, driven by the potential for substantial returns from successful drugs. 3. Role of federal funding. The assumption might be that private R&D spending is primarily driven by competitive market forces. However, federal funding, particularly through agencies like the NIH, plays a crucial role in supporting basic research that informs and complements private sector efforts. It indicates that public investment is often a precursor and facilitator of private innovation, challenging the notion that private companies operate in isolation. For specialty drugs and pricing, the trend towards developing specialty drugs which command higher prices and target niche markets reflects a strategic shift in the pharmaceutical industry. This focus contradicts the expectation that companies would prioritize broader, more affordable solutions. Instead, companies are increasingly investing in treatments for complex diseases which may not be accessible to all patients, indicating a market strategy that prioritizes profit over broad accessibility. 5. Vaccine development and government intervention. The rapid development of COVID-19 vaccines demonstrates a significant deviation from traditional timelines for drug development. Government support through initiatives like Operation Warp Speed allowed multiple stages of development to occur simultaneously, which is atypical in pharmaceutical R&D. This suggests that governmental involvement can drastically alter the pace of innovation in times of crisis, highlighting a reliance on public-private partnerships that many may not recognize as feasible outside of emergencies. 6. Market exclusivity dynamics. The relationship between market exclusivity policies and R&D spending is nuanced. While market exclusivity is intended to incentivize drug development by allowing companies to recoup their investments, it can also lead to a focus on high-profit specialty drugs rather than essential medications. This creates a paradox where the incentives designed to promote innovation may inadvertently skew research priorities towards lucrative markets rather than public health needs. 7. Impact of regulatory changes on R&D. It might seem intuitive that more stringent regulations would deter R&D investment. However, the evidence shows that certain regulatory changes, like the introduction of surrogate endpoints for clinical trials, can actually encourage investment by allowing faster pathways to market. This reveals a complex interplay between regulation and innovation that does not align with the simplistic view that regulation always stifles growth. 8. Success rates of clinical trials. The notion that higher R&D spending should correlate with higher success rates in clinical trials is misleading. The current success rate of drugs entering clinical trials is around 12%, suggesting that the pharmaceutical landscape is fraught with uncertainty. This high failure rate challenges the assumption that investment will consistently yield proportional returns in successful drug development. 9. Role of small versus large firms. While larger pharmaceutical companies dominate in terms of revenues and drug approval, small firms are responsible for a substantial number of drugs in late-stage development. This dynamic suggests that innovation is not solely the domain of large corporations, and that smaller firms play a vital role in the drug development ecosystem, often focusing on high-risk, high-reward projects that larger firms might avoid. 10. Public perception of drug prices. There is a widespread belief that high drug prices are solely a result of R&D costs. However, the data suggest that market dynamics, competition from generics, and the presence of insurance coverage significantly influence pricing strategies. This indicates that the conversation around drug pricing is more multifaceted than simply attributing it to R&D expenditures. These counterintuitive insights reveal the complexity and interconnectedness of factors influencing revenue growth in the academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics sectors, highlighting that simplistic assumptions may overlook critical dynamics at play. In the report projecting a 30% revenue increase across the academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics sectors by Q4 2026. Several significant details are often overlooked but carry substantial implications for industry stakeholders, policymakers, and researchers alike. Below are the key insights that merit deeper analysis and understanding. 1. Integration of academic research and pharmaceutical development. The report highlights the critical connection between academic research and the pharmaceutical industry, particularly through federal funding mechanisms like those from the National Institutes of Health (NIH). Many may underestimate this relationship's importance, yet it underpins the innovation pipeline for new drugs. The assertion that all FDA-approved drugs from 2010 to 2016 were influenced by NIH-funded research demonstrates that public investment directly translates to private sector outcomes. This is significant because it illustrates how government funding not only supports basic research but also catalyzes advancements that lead to new therapeutics. Without this funding, the pace of innovation in drug development could drastically slow down, leading to fewer treatment options and potentially stalling advances in public health. 2. R&D spending trends and their implications. The report indicates a dramatic increase in pharmaceutical R&D spending, which has ballooned from $8 billion in the 1980s to $83 billion in 2019. This trend signals a robust commitment to innovation but also raises questions about sustainability. Many overlook the fact that while increased spending correlates with more drug approvals, it also reflects rising costs associated with developing new drugs, particularly specialty drugs that target complex diseases. Understanding this dynamic is crucial for stakeholders as it impacts drug pricing, accessibility, and the future viability of pharmaceutical companies, especially as they navigate the balance between R&D investment and market returns. 3. The role of specialty drugs. The shift toward specialty drugs, high-cost medications designed for chronic or complex conditions, indicates a transformative change in the pharmaceutical landscape. These drugs not only command higher prices but also represent a growing segment of the market. Many may not fully appreciate that this shift can lead to increased financial burdens on healthcare systems and patients. The emphasis on specialty drugs also suggests that companies may prioritize treatments that yield greater profit margins over those targeting broader public health needs, potentially exacerbating health disparities. 4. Government policies shaping drug development. The report elaborates on how government policies, particularly those related to Medicare and Medicaid, influence pharmaceutical R&D spending. For instance, programs that subsidize drug purchases create a more favorable environment for drug development by increasing demand. However, the potential for changes in these policies, such as price negotiation proposals, could dampen the expected future revenues from new drugs. This interplay between government policy and industry response is significant as it shapes strategic decisions in the pharmaceutical sector. Stakeholders must recognize that any shifts in policy could reverberate through R&D investments and ultimately affect drug availability. 5. Impact of data analytics on R&D efficiency. The report emphasizes the growing reliance of pharmaceutical companies on data analytics to enhance R&D efficiency. While many acknowledge the importance of technology in drug development, the extent to which big data is transforming clinical trials and decision-making processes is often underestimated. Advanced analytics allow for smarter patient recruitment and better insights into drug effectiveness, which can lead to faster approvals and more successful outcomes. This capability not only impacts individual companies but also has broader implications for healthcare delivery and patient outcomes. 6. The competitive landscape and company strategies. The report notes differences in R&D strategies between large and small pharmaceutical companies. Smaller firms often engage in more innovative research while larger corporations focus on clinical trials and incremental improvements. This distinction is significant because it highlights the potential for innovation to be stifled in a landscape dominated by larger entities that may prioritize acquisitions over internal R&D. Understanding this competitive dynamic is crucial for policymakers aiming to foster innovation and ensure a diverse drug development ecosystem. 7. Long-term economic viability and market risks. The forecasting of a 30% revenue increase may lead to optimism, but it is essential to consider the underlying risks. The report hints at the potential for market saturation, especially in segments dominated by specialty drugs. The risk of reduced profitability from price negotiations or increased competition from generics and biosimilars could undermine long-term revenue projections. Stakeholders must approach these forecasts with caution, recognizing that external factors such as regulatory changes, market dynamics, and public health trends can significantly alter the landscape. 8. Future research directions. The report's insights into the complex interplay between R&D spending, government funding, and market dynamics suggest future research is needed to explore the long-term implications of these trends. Investigating how public sector investments influence private R&D could yield valuable insights into optimizing funding strategies for drug development. Additionally, exploring the impact of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning on the efficiency and effectiveness of drug discovery could provide further avenues for innovation. In conclusion, while the projected revenue increase across these three industries may seem straightforward, the underlying factors and implications are complex and multifaceted. By focusing on the often overlooked aspects of government funding, the dynamics of specialty drugs, the role of data analytics, and the competitive landscape, stakeholders can better prepare for the future challenges and opportunities in academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics. This comprehensive understanding is essential for navigating the evolving landscape of healthcare and ensuring continued innovation in drug development. 1. R&D spending and its impact on revenue growth. The projected 30% revenue increase in academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics is significantly influenced by the rising investments in R&D. The pharmaceutical industry alone allocated $83 billion for R&D in 2019, a staggering increase from the $8 billion spent in the 1980s. This escalation in spending is linked to the successful approval of new drugs, particularly specialty drugs aimed at complex diseases. The correlation between R&D investment and revenue growth underscores the necessity for pharmaceutical companies to strategically allocate resources towards innovative drug development to maintain competitive advantages and meet market demands. 2. The role of government funding and policy. Government policies and funding play a crucial role in shaping R&D dynamics within these industries. Federal funding, particularly from the National Institutes of Health (NIH), has historically supported academic research that complements private sector initiatives in drug development. The insights provided by the Congressional Budget Office (CBO) indicate that policies enhancing demand for pharmaceuticals such as Medicare and Medicaid have a direct bearing on the industry's investment decisions. Furthermore, regulatory frameworks that govern drug approvals and market exclusivity significantly affect the pharmaceutical landscape, incentivizing companies to innovate while balancing public health interests. 3. Integration of data analytics in drug development. The increasing reliance on data analytics within the pharmaceutical sector to enhance drug discovery and streamline clinical trials is a transformative factor contributing to revenue growth. Companies are leveraging big data to optimize patient recruitment, improve trial efficiency, and derive actionable insights from extensive datasets. This integration of advanced analytics not only enhances R&D productivity but also positions firms to respond more adeptly to market changes and patient needs, thereby driving future revenue growth and fostering a culture of innovation. 4. Market trends and the shift towards specialty drugs. The pharmaceutical industry's focus has shifted towards specialty drugs which cater to niche markets and often command higher prices. This trend is evident in the significant increase in new drug approvals, particularly for complex conditions like cancer and neurological disorders. The CBO report highlights that the number of new drug approvals surged by 60% from 2010 to 2019, with a peak in 2018. As specialty drugs become a larger share of the market, companies that strategically invest in developing these products will likely reap substantial revenue benefits, thus shaping the industry's future trajectory. These 4 points provide a comprehensive foundation for analyzing the anticipated 30% revenue growth in the specified industries, emphasizing the interplay between R&D investment, government policy, data analytics, and market trends. 1. The Manhattan Project 1942–1946. This U.S. government-led research and development project during World War II aimed to produce the first nuclear weapons. The project brought together some of the greatest scientific minds, including physicists from various countries, to develop the atomic bomb. The urgency of the war and the potential threat of nuclear weapons in enemy hands led to unprecedented funding and collaboration among scientists, resulting in the successful detonation of the first atomic bomb in July 1945. The Manhattan Project significantly impacted military strategy and international relations in the post-war era. 2. The Human Genome Project 1990–2003. This international scientific research project aimed to map and understand all the genes of the human species, known as the human genome. Coordinated by the U.S. Department of Energy and the National Institutes of Health, the project involved multiple countries and institutions. With an estimated cost of around $3 billion, it utilized cutting-edge sequencing technologies and bioinformatics. The completion of the Human Genome Project in 2003 provided a wealth of knowledge that has transformed medicine, genetics, and biotechnology, leading to advancements in personalized medicine and genetic therapies. 3. The Apollo Program 1961–1972. Initiated by NASA, the Apollo program was a series of missions aimed at landing humans on the moon and bringing them safely back to Earth. The program's significant investment, which totaled about $25.4 billion over $150 billion adjusted for inflation, resulted in the successful Apollo 11 mission in 1969, marking the first time humans set foot on the lunar surface. The Apollo program not only achieved its primary goal but also advanced technology, engineering, and scientific knowledge, leading to innovations in various fields including telecommunications and materials science. The program had a lasting impact on space exploration and inspired generations to pursue careers in science and engineering. The projected revenue increase of approximately 30% in the academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics industries by Q4 2026 is set against a backdrop of significant transformations driven by technological advancements. Increased investment in research and development R&D and evolving regulatory environments. Here's a closer look at the future outlook for these sectors. Pharmaceutical development. 1. Increased R&D investment. The pharmaceutical industry is expected to continue its trend of escalating R&D spending. The Congressional Budget Office (CBO) reported that spending on pharmaceuticals reached $83 billion in 2019, a tenfold increase since the 1980s. This trend is likely to persist, propelled by the demand for innovative therapies, particularly in the realm of specialty medications targeting chronic and complex diseases. 2. Regulatory support for innovation. Regulatory bodies such as the FDA are increasingly streamlining the approval processes for new drugs. Initiatives like the Breakthrough Therapy designation and accelerated approval pathways will likely enhance the efficiency of bringing innovative drugs to market, fostering revenue growth. 3. Focus on personalized medicine. The shift towards personalized and precision medicine will drive the development of targeted therapies, further increasing the demand for R&D investment. As companies tailor drugs to specific patient populations, the potential for higher price points and market exclusivity will lead to increased revenues. Academic research. 1. Enhanced collaboration with industry. The integration of academic research with pharmaceutical development is expected to deepen. Government funding, mainly through the NIH, will continue to bolster academic research, facilitating partnerships with pharmaceutical companies. This synergy will expedite the transition from fundamental research to clinical applications, enhancing the drug development pipeline. 2. Increased funding and support. Federal and private funding for academic research is projected to rise, particularly in fields like genomics, biotechnology, and data science. This influx of resources will empower academic institutions to innovate and contribute significantly to new drug discoveries. 3. Interdisciplinary research initiatives. Academic research will increasingly embrace interdisciplinary approaches, combining insights from various fields such as data analytics, engineering, and life sciences. This integration will likely lead to groundbreaking discoveries and innovative solutions in healthcare. Data analytics. 1. Expanding role in drug development. The role of data analytics in pharmaceutical development will expand significantly. Companies will leverage big data and artificial intelligence (AI) to streamline drug discovery, optimize clinical trials, and enhance patient recruitment strategies. Predictive analytics will become a cornerstone in decision-making processes, improving the efficiency of R&D. 2. Personalized healthcare. Data analytics will facilitate personalized healthcare by enabling the analysis of vast datasets to tailor treatments to individual patients. This trend will not only improve patient outcomes but also drive up demand for advanced analytics solutions in the pharmaceutical sector. 3. Regulatory compliance and market access. As regulatory scrutiny on pharmaceuticals increases, data analytics will play a crucial role in ensuring compliance and gaining market access. Companies will utilize data analytics to track and analyze real-world evidence, supporting claims for drug efficacy and safety. Common themes in future predictions. Innovation and investment. Across all three sectors, increased investment in innovation is anticipated. Companies that prioritize R&D and harness data analytics will be well positioned to capture market share and increase revenues. Government policies. Proactive government policies that support R&D through funding and favorable regulations will significantly influence the growth trajectory of these industries. Policymakers are likely to focus on creating an environment conducive to innovation while addressing public health needs. Market dynamics. The demand for specialty drugs, personalized medicine, and data-driven healthcare solutions will shape market dynamics. Companies that can adapt to these changes and invest in relevant technologies will thrive. Conclusion. The anticipated 30% revenue increase in academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics by Q4 2026 is grounded in a landscape characterized by heightened investment, regulatory support, and technological advancements. As these industries evolve, The interplay between R&D spending, innovative therapies, and data analytics will be critical in driving revenue growth and improving patient outcomes. Stakeholders that adapt to these trends and leverage synergies between sectors will be best positioned for success in the coming years.